Hey, good evening, Map here, Map Investments. Hope you're all doing great. Didn't get to do a video yesterday, so catching up today, give you some market trends and overview of the of what's going on in the news, economic front as well. Um, so we got Republicans plan to send Biden a nearly $1 trillion infrastructure counteroffer. We don't even talk about billions anymore; it's trillions, and we'll touch on the dollar index. We'll look at the chart, and it's hovering near lows, and we might see it lower. So some danger ahead in regards to that. Weaker dollar is painful for all of us because in reality, all we could do is buy less, and that's it's inflation basically, taxation without representation, and that's basically what's going on. We got the Nikkei opened up. It only says up 28. Our indexes today, the Dow Jones was down 81.52 to 34,312.24 down. S&P down 8, down 0.21 to 41.88. And the NASDAQ was the strongest of the bunch today, down only 0.3% to 13,657. Now the small caps, they this morning they blasted to 2250 and ended up down on the day, 0.97. I thought maybe the Russell was gonna break out on my previous videos that I've done not too long ago, talking about the IWM, which is the Russell. It looked like it wanted to break out today. I mean, right out of the gate, if you look at the chart, we'll take a look at it. It was straight up, and bam, they hit it down. VIX up 44 cents, 2.39% to 1884, and under that $20 handle. On the economic front, we had today, we had news on, I think it was pending home sales was today, if I'm not mistaken. News. No, that's 4 weeks ago. 8 hours ago. Was it this one? Home price accelerated. Let me see. Maybe I could look it up here. I want to make sure I get you the right news. We could look over here in the real estate tab here on the CNBC app. The other news that was consumer sentiment. All right, so real estate. So, it's just videos. The U.S. running out of houses. New home sales drop. Also, it was new home sales drop. So let's look up new home sales. New home sales, because that's a video. I don't want to play a video for you. New home sales. So so here we go. Market Watch, that's pretty good. It says, high prices bite into new home sales. The market for new homes has benefited from a near record low supply of available resale properties, which is sending prices skyward. They fell in April by nearly 6% as affordability constraints begin to weigh on home buyers. New residential sales occurred at a seasonal adjusted annual rate of 863 in April. The Consensus Bureau also revised the March figure for new home sales down 917 compared to last year. So the prices are just getting too high. But if you look at lumber's at highs, and that's that interest rates are low. Here, let's see what it says here in the big picture. Well, what happened? Let's read what happened. Sales rate decreased in every part of the country except the West, where they rose 3.9. The largest sales decline occurred in the Northeast with nearly 14% drop. The inventory of new homes for sale at the end of April was down from March It equated to a 3.8 month supply, down from 4.6 the month before. The big picture, some analysts warned that new home sales may disappoint ahead of the report's release. Python macroeconomics chief economist Ian had projected a larger decline than what occurred, citing trends in market application data. The Mortgage Bank Association data, to that extent, has suggested declining demand among home buyers, and that's that rates are low. So I mean, it's crazy around me. My house is like up to I won't. I mean, with what I'm seeing around here, not that I'll ever sell, but I wouldn't sell for not $500,000, and I wouldn't even sell. So that was that news today, and on the it was the retail. I think I want to say consumer confidence, which is very important. Consumer confidence. Euphoria over the U.S. economy reopening is fading. Consumer confidence survey shows. I mean, it missed by a little bit. Didn't miss by a lot, but it was a miss. It was a miss. So, and being that we are 70%, we're about 70% GDP economy based on consumerism. We really don't make much. We just consume. We do make dollars. So let's take a look at the dollar. Talking about the dollar because that's what we make a lot of. So now we're getting a little uptick here on the dollar, but we have an 89 handle. And if I pull up the chart here, let me pull up the chart. And let's put it up by maybe month. This is a monthly chart, a 2-year chart by month. The low on the Dixie in the 2-year is 89.20. Let's see how many years we can go back. 20 years. Let's see on 20 years what it is, the low. The low is 70. The high was 121, the low is 70. 70. Let's take a look at 10-year. The low on 10-year was 73.42. And that was back in 2012, more or less. So we're coming up some crucial areas here. I think we might be, let's check out 5-year. So on the 5-year chart, the low is 88.25 on the 5-year chart. So we're not too far away from that. 88.25, we're at 89.68. We're really not that far. So, gold today, in vice versa, gold right now is at 1904, and if we keep going at this pace, we will hit that old high of 2089, almost 2100 on gold. I mean, I just don't get it, honestly. How something like a Bitcoin, is 38,000, and digital gold, and you have so many counterparty risk in regards to that. You can have, Elon Musk can make a tweet and manipulate the price of Bitcoin. You can have China with its governance against it, have an effect there. Governments worldwide can affect the price of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was at 65,000 the other day, and it's at 38. So in 2 seconds, they've basically almost cut that in half. So what stability? I guess if you want to have some speculation money in there, it's great. But if you go to us.org which is the debt clock. I don't know if the government owns this website. Um, they say here that the dollar to gold ratio is 33,400 almost, and the silver to gold ratio, dollar to silver ratio now is 47.72, and dollar to gold ratio is 33,959. Dollar to oil ratio per barrel is 118. Um, oh look, it even has dollar to crypto. Funny. That must be new. 8.63 to 1. Let's see. I haven't been over here for a while. Let's take a look at what our national debt is. Our U.S. national debt is $28.3 trillion. Debt per citizen is 85,000. Debt per taxpayer is 225,000. Our federal budget deficit is running at 3.2 trillion. And right now, our debt to GDP is 127%. In 1960, it was 52. In 1980, it was 34. In 2000, it was, in 2000 was 57. And right now is 127% of our economy. Gross domestic product, our ratio is 127%. Our law, let's take a look at this. Let's take a deep dive because this is very, very interesting. Our largest budget items: Medicare, Medicaid, 1.3 trillion; Social Security, 1.1 trillion; Defense and War, 726 billion; interest on the debt, 400 billion; unfunded debt interest, 86 U.S. total debt, 86 trillion. Incredible. Sorry. That is just crazy. Oh, look, they're talking about money supply here. Let me take a swig here. I'm going into this. I haven't even been in this page for a while. And this just, like, I want to talk about it with you guys so you guys can see how mind-boggling this stuff is. It really is. I mean, imagine running your household like this. I mean, these guys have really failed us. They have failed the country. You know, they take our taxes and they're supposed to just run a regular government where they protect the country, and sure they need to figure something out about healthcare, but this is just ludicrous. This is ludicrous. It's crazy. Household assets, money creation. So the U.S. money supply right now is 20 trillion. These numbers, currency and credit derivatives now, 621. I would imagine that's billion, right? Or is that trillion? No, that's billion. Billion. There's so many, billion. There's so many numbers moving here. U.S. population, 333 million. Pretty cool. This is a cool website. I would, it's interesting. Always recommend. It's usdebtclock.org. You can see all these things. People living without insurance, 29 million. U.S. millionaires, 18 million. 42 million on food stamps. Just a great website. It gives you a big picture of everything. All right, I got off track there, but let's go back to the futures. I was just touching base about the dollar. Oil is at $66. It rallied from its sell-off based on that news that Iran, United States and Iran, were gonna cut a deal, and that supposedly Iran's gonna produce more oil. Oil got under 61, and now it's right back up to 66. So with the weaker dollar, that'll make oil prices go higher. Bitcoin's up 1,000 to 38,365. Foreign currencies are all down because the dollar's up a little bit, except the Mexican peso. S&P up 1175, trying to get back to 4,200. Gold over 1,900 to 1,906. The meats were up today. Feeders at 156, hogs at 115, cattle 120. So higher meat prices are going to be here. Copper at that 450 mark. Here's the small caps I talked to you about, promised to talk to you about. So today, let's go to intraday. You can see at the open, where are we? So we opened at 9:30. You can see right there, boom, at 9:30. It hit 2250. Like we were just, boom, the bell rang, boom, everybody's like, all right, small caps are going to rally, boom, 2250. Dude, and they just came in and sold it all the way back down to like 2230 to 20, almost 2225. I made some money on the short end here today, and right now I have no position. So right now we're at 2215, up 950 on the small caps. Nasdaq up 50, over 13.7. Dow Jones up 80, well over 34K at 34,350. Nat gas at $3. Platinum and palladium been pretty range bound. Platinum seems to be hovering around 1,200, and palladium it's been going back and forth between 2,700 and 2,900. That thing can move, but that contract's untouchable. Silver over 28, looking good. VIX down a quarter to 20.45. The grains got hit today. All grains were hit today. I did a couple of put credit spreads in the soy and the corn. I did other ones because I had some positions. I did some more. But yeah, they got hit pretty hard. Also, China came out saying that they were going to crack down on commodities trading, and that commodities are too high. So, yeah, they don't like that. So they're going to crack down on commodities. What else? What do we got here? Oh, interest rates. So 30-year bond is down a little bit. They were up on the day, and the 10 years down a little bit to start the night. But they've been pretty range bound, and they've been accommodative for the markets in general. So anyways, that's my market news, market trend, economic news. Like the video, share it, subscribe. There's a lot of good stuff in here that I talked about, and I'll do some videos on some individual stocks that I've seen in the last couple of days, because I haven't done some videos on some of the names that I've seen out there, so you guys can piggyback or take a look at it and do a strategy and make some money. This channel is about making market awareness and trying to make some money. All right, guys, have a good night.